Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. Say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is another sit-down lesson. This news article that I'm about to bring out for December 29th, 2022 at 3:09 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Thursday afternoon. And this is a news article from RT.com, published December 29th, 2022. From RT.com, world news, alternative news around the world. And it reads, Turkey warns Greece against expansion. Aegean Sea Foreign Minister Mevlut Kavusoglu cautioned Athens that Ankara will cause all powers to defend its interests. It says Turkey will not give Greece a single mile of territorial waters in the Aegean Sea. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Kavusoglu said on Thursday, warning that Ankara will use all means at its disposal to protect its interests. We will not allow the expansion of Greek territorial waters by even 1 mile in the Aegean, left alone. 12 Kavusoglu was quoted as saying by the state-run and the global agency. His comments came in response to reports that Athens planned to extend its territorial waters around the island of Crete, the 12 nautical miles. And the Kavusoglu recalled a 1995 Turkish preliminary decision that the states that if Greece increased its territorial waters in Aegean, if I pronounced that right, beyond 6 miles, the preliminary would provide the government with all powers, including military ones, in order to defend Turkey's national interests. It says the minister went on to warn Greece not to get into heroism by trusting those who might have your back. Don't seek adventurism. It won't end well for you, the Kavusoglu warned. Last week, the Greek government announced that it plans to extend its territorial waters to the south and west of the Crete in March, citing favorable international regional developments, according to the online news outlet in Greek, which cited sources from the presidential administration. The move puts further scrape on the already fraught relations between Ankara and Athens. Back in May, Erdogan of Turkey officially cut ties with Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis and closed all other communication channels between the countries. Although the two nations are NATO partners, they have a long history of rivalry and are entwined in a number of ongoing disputes, including over control of several Aegean islands, as well as about drilling rights in the Mediterranean and the status of Cyprus. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7, and it reads, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. This is the main point. Mark 13:8, in regard to the news article of Turkey is sending more increasing warnings to Greek of the expanding the area of the island in that region. I believe the west part and the south part of expanding its waters, as Prime Minister of Turkey, I believe, was sending warnings to Greece once again, because previously they had more, clash, conflicts between this dispute of areas in that region. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and famines, and shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. Right, because you're seeing the nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and they having these different type of disputes of cross-border conflict. And that's what we're seeing between the two different nations. It could be an economic issue, conversation, or it could be cross of border territorial rights. And that's what we're seeing between Greece and Turkey, even though they are both NATO allies, according to the news article that I just read. So you're going to have these commotions of wars and rumors of wars, and nations against nations against one another. And that's what we're seeing. And it could be in many different categories of these nations tasseling out against one another. It don't have to be sometimes physical. It can lead to economic disputes, border disputes, and many other different things. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be ye not terrified, for these things must come to pass. But the end is not by and by. So yeah, we seen the cross-border conflicts between the different nations and different kingdoms as well too, fighting and arguing over dispute territorial, economic, money, oil, and many different other ways they indulging in controversial attacks and verbal attacks against one another. Sometimes not physical, but it be verbal as ways too. On the economic sense, border staying sense of this nation got interest of this border, and they control this territory, while the others, they control half of the territory, and then they duking and clashing it out. That could be a different way of nations clashing against one another as well too. So it could be in many different ways. So as I was bringing this news article, I brought those scriptures out. As you see right here, Turkey warns Greece against expansion and deceit. So with that, I hope this sit-down lesson was edifying. And with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Wakar double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Aegean scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the globe. Salakia. I'm going to rephrase that again. I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Wakar double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Aegean scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And shalom to the Aegean that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.